Welcome back to Mosswick. Today we're putting what we've learned to the test by improving our production lines for a more efficient city. Plus, we're completing our massive new church with all the detail it deserves. So, let's get to work. All right, so after going through some of your comments and having some great discussions with you guys in the comments, it sounds like some of the bigger problems are related to just the lack of having enough of certain things like warehouses, patrol stations or watch posts. Even though this says, I guess it does say partial guard coverage, so it was green and that threw me off, but I think the lack of having enough warehouses to generate or store more items is just adding to a lot of fluctuation. So even though these numbers in some situations are okay, the fact that they are hard to get to or the workflows are inefficient, I think is causing some problems. And also bolstering that will also bring in more citizens or more residents, which will allow for more growth. So today we're going to take care of a lot of that stuff. Also today I can show you the finalized church, which has finished construction and I think looks amazing. So let's start out with just kind of getting the path up to it looking a little better, because that is not working for anybody. So actually, instead of using forbidden land, I'm going to use walls because I think that will just feel a little better. So we're going to go with this elegant fence, and actually we'll go with the stone one to match what we already have over here. So let's just get this in, and we want them to go this way, so that means I actually think we might just get rid of this house. I think that'll help a lot. Plus we don't want any of this to be residential, so we need to eliminate that house and prevent any further, actually all of those, that housing, I mean, there is definitely a neighborhood there, but I wonder if we don't just, no, we should keep that, because I think that also helps line this road rather nicely. So we'll keep this little district here, but we will get rid of this house, and two of our builders will be fine without it. And then we'll move this now that no, I don't want to destroy it. Let's just move it. I want to keep as many builders as we have, so we will put this guy, kind of doesn't matter. I do like to keep, I mean, I've seen conflicting reports, people talking about keeping the builders near the warehouses and stuff, just so that they can, because they're going to have to go pick up those resources anyway to carry them out to where they're building. So I had been putting them near the building sites, but I think then they just have to make 2 trips. So that should hopefully fix that. And it looks like we're missing, what are we missing here? Oh, just, so this says we have 5 villagers, jobs, unemployed. There we go. Okay. Great. So now, in order to get this path where we want it, we'll get that in there, and then I guess we can kind of create this other wall into here. And that should get them walking where we want. And then just to really double reinforce it, we will add kind of like a, we'll get them really going. In like that. I think the walls really do a great job of just helping everything feel more organized and intentional. I know I say that word intentional a lot, but I think it's an important concept in these kind of games, and you know, urban planning, city building type stuff, to anything you're designing, really, like literally anything, whether it's in a game or the way you're, you know, laying out your apartment's interior decorating. Like, as long as everything feels like it's there for a reason and it has a place to belong, it'll just feel better. So we can get rid of those trees, and that should be pretty good for that for the moment. Okay, let's look at some warehouse situations. So over here in our massive farmland, we don't have a single granary or warehouse or anything. And what I want to do is consolidate a lot of our goods into individual, more focused warehouse and granary situations. So I had initially set everything up when the city first started as kind of having finished products like shirts and planks and polished, you know, like the end result of a supply chain or a production chain in one, and then things like wool and milk and stone and wood in another one. So kind of your before, you know, your resources and then your finished product. And I think when you're first starting out at the very beginning, I guess that does make sense. But I think pretty quickly I've learned that it makes a lot more sense to consolidate your workflows into individual. So if you're doing coal, that's one warehouse. If you're doing clothes, that's another warehouse. And you do get a lot of warehouses and granaries, but I think you also are able to keep I think I avoided that because it felt like it was going to be overwhelming to keep track of, but now I'm actually having a harder time keeping track of stuff, and I think that's the reason why. So we don't, in this little neighborhood here, this is like our little farming neighborhood, and there's a lot of like, this is mostly, you know, weaver hut and wool production. We have some dairy, but also some wool. So I forget exactly. I think all of these things, if we look at our warehouse, yeah, wool and common clothes. So we're just going to make that its own warehouse right out here. So logistics and warehouse, and we've got plenty of room for it. So we're gonna go ahead and whoops, I don't know where that went. Warehouse, there we go. So we're going to throw that in right here. And then we also have dairy. So we've got 3 dairy farms there and 2 more over here. So I think we'll put a granary. I think we'll just throw them right here, actually. Keep hitting the wrong key there. All these games have slightly different keystrokes for rotating and the same action. So I think I'm crossing my controls there. All right, so that's off to a good start. Now we want to look at, we have coal production over here, and coal goes to making iron, and so does wood. So I think, let's see, what do we need for coal? Or I guess, what do we need for coal? Is used for a number of things. So coal is used for iron. The blacksmith uses coal to make iron, and the iron smelter also uses coal to make iron bars. Or to make tools, sorry. To make tools, you need coal, and to make iron bars, you need coal. So I think we can get... So we've got coal in here, and we've got wood. This one, I think, maybe we can take clothes out of this one. And wool I would like to get out because I want to have that. So, okay, this one is done building. Let's get a couple of folks here, and this one's going to be wool, cloth, and shirts. So let's make sure that those are all out of here. So wool, we want to empty that stock, and we don't even have cloth in here at all. So that's, and I think that's the thing, is that it looks like cloth maybe was not going to any kind of storage facility, and that's probably not ideal. So I think by having the right amount of, or more dedicated warehouses, you end up making sure that all your stuff is going somewhere that it should. Okay, so while that fills out, so let's get something going for kind of our coal related or iron related production. So we will get a warehouse. Actually, I think I might leave this one for that, because this one is very centrally located. So there's some stuff we'll just get out of there. Like, I think wax we can get out of there. And so wax is being produced at our two kind of monastery sites. And this one does have wax and honey here. Make sure that gets built. So maybe it was not quite as, problematic as I thought now that we're looking at it, because we kind of also have this, which is going directly for all the tool stuff, and this is similar. Maybe they get another person. This is similar to kind of what was going on over here with these things. This is just such a big, so let's just get, wool is out of there. I think we can get wax out of there. And then we can replace this with gems, because I don't know that we had a place for gems, because since our jeweler is down here. And what does the jeweler use? Jeweler is, this big one. So gold, and I think we have, so there we go, we don't have gold bars in here, and that should be. So that, I think, should help. Let's just make sure. The wax and candle stuff is still a bit of an issue, but that should improve. I wonder if we don't go with a third little bee hut here. I think at this point it's better to overdo any production lines than kind of underdo them. Underdo, that's definitely a technical term. Oh, and then now that our granary is up, Let's get some folks working on it. And this is going to be all, which dairy really is just the milk. And is that something that we have downtown? Oh, sorry, we have it. There it is. So there we go. Milk was also not in a granary. So yeah, I think there's just some stuff that gets overlooked. And we've got flour and beer here, but also I built a granary out in our kind of beer production that has... Does beer need... Beer doesn't need flour. Bread needs flour. So our baker is right here. I'll give them another person, I think. No? So it says we have 2. So I'm not sure why we can't hire them. So I guess this is actually, because we do want beer to, oh, there we go. We can, one of you is about to become a baker. So we do want the beer to be in town because we've got plenty of pubs here. But they're doing the berry brew, which we have here. And this one, I believe, should be serving beer. Let's make sure. Yeah. So that's currently at 0, even though we have plenty of it here. But they might just be in transit at the moment. Okay, I think that is feeling a bit better. So let's check on some of these things. The healing house and the quarry, the gold quarry, it keeps saying they can't get to, and every time I check them, there's plenty of people in them, so not sure about that. I do think someone mentioned that these like really low numbers are from prolonged issues. So I think so the entertainment shortage and refined food shortage. I wonder if that just has to do, because we have plenty of meat, plenty of fish, a fair amount of bread. So I'm wondering if that's just about distribution, that not everyone is making it to town. So we do have, oh, and we're missing, oh, that brewer that I had accidentally upgraded finally got fed up and left. So we do have this market going on out here to provide people with refined food. And actually, a lot of this isn't even the refined food. Some of it is. But I'm wondering if these folks out here are struggling with some of that. So let's set them up with some markets of their own. We'll just do a nice little kind of roadside country market situation. Next to this well that I think actually we're going to scoot over so that we can get an additional market stall in. Okay. And then I've been seeing lack of entertainment. And I know that I mentioned that last time, and that we have, that woman who I called out that was lacking entertainment but was walking in between two bars. Someone pointed out that a church is also entertainment, which I find hysterical for a number of reasons, both ironic and not. And we did just add this big boy, which now can hold 700 people. So that can hold twice as much service for twice as many people as we even have almost. However, I do know that these people are very lazy and do not like to walk. So let's get a beekeeper in here. And oh, there we go. Clicking priority does not so what I was thinking about doing is moving this church over a bit, because now we have a little bit of redundancy with where I built this big boy. So I think, as much as I love the way this little square looks in this church, I think if we just kind of remove it, there will be some benefits to that. So now that I actually figured out how to move the entire building, I think putting this over here, and they have a church over here, but we can just replace that one with this one, because this guy is, yeah, see, this one's full, so we're just gonna get rid of this one entirely. Sorry about that, but just give me a second and you'll have an even bigger church. And there we go. And we'll see what the capacity of this is. And actually, even without looking, let's just kind of expand on this one a little bit. We can just make this a little bit taller. And that'll give us some additional coverage. Okay, so let's get our stalls. Whoopsie. Get our stalls stocked with folks and goods. So we're going to go with meat here and bread here, and I guess we'll just give them also an easy way to get the fish. All right, so there's that lacking entertainment thing. So hopefully our two combined church situations will help that. Let's check on this church. Capacity. So I'm not sure what capacity per worker means, but it's hard to tell if that means it's full or not. But 72 is a pretty good capacity considering this area. And I would think that these people can make it from here to there to get to church. So now let's take a look at our coverage from the watch post. So partial guard coverage, I'm guessing, is not enough, and why we keep getting this insufficient housing requirement no longer met thing. Because I think, this never gets out of the green, and I kind of assumed that as long as it's in the green, it's fine, but maybe that's not the case. So we will add, and I also know that if we add, I was going to just build on this one and add more to it, but I think that that's when they get all clumped up like this, which is kind of dumb, but so we're just going to go ahead and build another watch post over here. And hopefully that'll, see, these are definitely getting low, and that I understand. So we'll go with this guy, and actually, let's see where our fortification So those guys are also not getting fortification. So let's actually build this over here with a tower on it that will give us some additional fortification in this area. So I think the ones, yeah, that have this little fence next to it, so that's really all of these. We're just going to actually take over these people's yard here, I think. Just want to get that right in there to get them as much coverage as possible. And get them a door, which I hear is helpful for getting into buildings. Great. And all right, so that stuff is building. I think that should hopefully solve some things. We do still have housing insufficient, but I'm wondering if that's... So we're already looking better there, but... Does everybody have a house? In general, so if there's one that did not... And... Or that's a job they don't have, I guess, right? Yeah, okay. Looks like everybody has a home, though. So the housing insufficient, I think, has more to do with status than general housing, because we do have this area that should be being built in if we need more housing, and we can extend that over to here a little bit just in case. All right, looks like this church is done, so that's giving us 99 capacity. So we have more than enough church capacity, and I would think more than enough pub capacity, because even if they don't want to go downtown from over here, they can hit the castle bar, which I'm sure gets rowdy in the evenings. Okay, so let's let... Is this thing quite done yet? Just about. So what I want to do, we'll get that filled up, but what I want to do is help, or build this guy a little bit, because we're looking a little there. Our path is looking nice, though, at least. Yeah, that's looking good. And actually, we probably don't need this wall. I think that actually is looking a little silly now. Or at least where it is. I wonder if we take it more like that. That probably makes more sense. And then actually we could put this residential zone back in if they want to build a house there. I think we just needed to get that path rerouted before that made sense. Oh, and that reminds me, the other thing. Apparently, the pavers aren't just paving, but they're also maintaining your paved roads. So I think a lot of why the stuff that gets paved, that I have marked to get paved, isn't being paved is because they're so busy maintaining, they're not able to hit the new stuff. So we're going to go with a couple more pavers. And I can never remember where the logistics. I can't remember where the pavers hut is. So yeah, I think we'll just stick with this right next to this other one in this industrial area here. Whoops. See if we can't tack this on next to this little builder's workshop, which we will just slide over here a bit. I wonder who will be working on building this building. Boom. Boom. And we can just get this well into kind of a little more central area. And I think I might actually go with one more paver's hut. Because I feel like we've got quite a bit, like this sporadic paving is kind of driving me nuts. So I'm just going to overcompensate a little for that and throw another one in just behind these. Right about there. Okay. So that should help theoretically with our road. Now, the question is, what do we want to do with this? Let me know what you think. We could keep it a park, which is not terrible. We have kind of something like that going here. It is a big space, but I don't know that we're that desperate for housing. We have pubs down here. So yeah, let me know if do we want to fill this with housing? Is there something else from, let's take a quick look. Anything from the manor house? I don't know. I'm not sure. That was really such a perfect place for that church, but I think now we just don't need it right next to this guy. So, yeah, we'll think about that. Think about what we want to do here. It's a nice big plot. So yeah, we'll come back to that. And then, yeah, I want to go through and get some detailing of this stuff in. So yeah, I'm gonna chip away at that, and then we'll check on the status of some of these things that we updated here in a bit. So yeah, I'll be right back. Okay, so I was about to start detailing here, and then as I clicked on this building, I realized that we're still short a sculpture because we don't have a sculpture's workshop. We now are mining plenty of marble, but I never actually made the sculpture's workshop. So let's find a builder. We can also upgrade and hire some pavers here. And let's see, where's a good one to, maybe this guy here. And so we'll go in and add a sculpture workshop to this builder. I think this is not a bad place for it. A little back alley sculpture making. Get that in there, a little sculpture hub. And then I think while we're at it, with this guy, even though we haven't really used any yet, let's just get ahead of ourselves, and then we'll do a stained glass workshop right here as well. Okay. So that'll get going here in a second, and then we'll see if hopefully these guys, our new pavers, will help give us some more coverage on our paved roads. And looks like lots of new folks. All right, so that's up. We have our stained glass worker, and in just a second here, we will have our sculpture maker. And so close. There it is. Hired. Okay. So now, I guess that's to make that big gold cross that we have up here. All right, so that'll finish that. Now I'm going to get into detailing the church a bit.
Oh man, oh.
Yeah.
All right, well, there's still a few things that are coming in. We still have some fountains to finish up. I think they're probably just being held up by our sculpture maker, and we'll have some trees planted in this little kind of natural garden area we have here. But overall, I think that's feeling pretty good. I'm really happy with this little cemetery area. I wasn't sure what to put up here, but I think that works really well. I'm not sure. I may have gotten a little carried away with the walls inside of here. So let me know if you feel like maybe we should just remove those and dictate people's movement more with restricted areas. But overall, I think this is feeling pretty good. And this is feeling pretty good, like a nice little walkway in. We got a lot of traffic going on here now. I think a lot of that is from builders, but we also have pretty good weekly attendance. So yeah, that's looking great. And then I guess we got our pavers are up, and let's see, looks like we lost some Coopers. So let's get some of those back. And are we missing jobs anywhere else? It does not look like it, so that's good. As far as our production goes, we are doing better on cheese. Shirts are still right around the same. Tools are looking good. Weapons are fine. So yeah, I think we're doing decent. Oh, did we ever? We did not get more patrollers in. So we'll use our last few new people to do that. I think that should help. I just noticed that is getting a little low, and I guess it doesn't need to get out of the green to get people's attention in terms of getting more people, you know, on patrol. So yeah, I can see how these are getting, I guess, a little low. I would think the color would change, but maybe not. So the next few people, like over here though, clearly this person, they are not getting the coverage that they need. Let's make sure that they are in fact in a patrol area. They are, so. But yeah, it looks like they just kind of come so quickly that they're not really getting enough patrol to walk. So let's see, when these guys go by, that helps them. Oh, they are going that way. Okay, so that's helping a little bit, but yeah, it's not getting all the way full. Oh, then they're going that way. So that didn't really help at all, though. And why are the patrollers going in to... Oh, they must be off of work and need to go sit on a bench. Great. So yeah, the next few people that come to town... Let's see, are there any coming at the moment? Yes. So we'll let them come in and we'll add them to our watchmen and see if that doesn't help. If that doesn't help with our housing requirements. And then while we're waiting for that, let's see if we have any. We should have some upgradable folks. And oh, there's a bunch. Oh, the pavers. So that's a whole new higher level. Like, that's a big swath of new common people. So that should hopefully help with upgrading some housing. And bring our Coopers back. And oh, the artisans for the statues. All right, so that should maybe help with some upgrading. Okay, with some upgraded buildings. And where is our new guys coming in? Come on. You can do it. Bam, and you will get put directly to work. All right, great. I think that was a fairly productive episode, and okay, great. I think that was a fairly productive episode. So we obviously got a lot of our castle. I'm sorry, it looks like a castle. Our church built. We got a lot of detailing going. We upgraded a bit of our production and organized some more of our granaries and warehouses. So again, let me know what we should do here. I'm not really sure. It could just be a park, and that'd be fine. If we want to do that, that's great. That's what I'm leaning towards right now, but if someone has a better idea, I'm all for it. So as always, thanks for watching. It still looks like about 90% of my viewers are not subscribed, so I would really appreciate if you could go ahead and do that. It's just a quick click, and yeah, it helps with the channel, and I can keep making the videos. So thanks a lot, and I'll see you next time. Bye.